Hello and welcome to Cancun, Mexico. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of raining. Bummer, it's been raining for the last 2 days. But we're not gonna let that stop us. We're still gonna have an amazing holiday here. So I wanna show you guys the bucket list activities, everything that you need to do and know before booking your holiday here in Cancun. And I'm with my parents. So this is all family approved, family fun kind of activities that anyone at any age can do. So we're gonna start strong with a Mayan ancient civilization tour. We're gonna have an all-you-can-eat taco buffet, so I'll be rating that. And we're also gonna see a cenote. So let's start there.
The tour began in the colorful city of Valladolid in the Yucatan, which is located a 2-hour drive away from Cancun. Founded in the 16th century, this colonial city is rich in history and traditions. Some of the corners of the buildings are constructed with rocks from the Mayan civilization, and you can also even see a traditional Mayan house there. This is a must if you want to dive into the culture and history of the Mayan civilization.
Next, we are going to see a traditional Mayan ceremony, and then of course we're gonna have tacos. I think that's the moment we've all been waiting for.
So to be completely honest, this site was absolutely beautiful, but it felt very touristy and staged. Regardless, you'll learn a lot about the Mayan cultures, beliefs, and tradition, which is super interesting. There was a tequila tasting and even a shaman that could bless whatever you buy, but please don't fall into that trap like my mom. We literally caught him speaking English to his manager about what he could have done differently about an hour later. But hey, whatever makes you happy, my mom was super happy, so just some advice here. Then we were walked to a sacred cenote that the Mayans believe is a portal to the underworld. It was really beautiful, and we could throw flower petals in the cenote to make a wish.
All right, the all-you-can-eat tacos. I have 2 chicken, 2 pork. There's bone and everything in there. Verdict, 7 out of 10. I'm gonna say 7. But we're so hungry that it feels like a 5.
Ultimately, if you want to get out of Cancun and learn about the Mayan culture, I definitely recommend this tour. Just bring some snacks. Be aware that it is very touristic. They try to upsell everything, but that's also part of the game. I went ahead and asked my parents what they thought of the tour and if they would recommend it. So here's their opinion on it. How would you rate it on a scale of 10? Do you recommend? Yes or no? Why?
Okay, I would recommend it because it was our first one. I never did anything like that. And it was really interesting. The bus ride was really long. It took us 3 hours to get there. But we stopped along the way and we saw some interesting things. There was a cenote there, but we couldn't swim in it because it was a holy, sacred cenote. The only thing that was negative about that one is we started at 7 in the morning and we had our meal at 10 at night. So that was, we were starving and we didn't really know to take some extra food with us. So, but I would recommend it because it was so knowledgeable. You know, it was our first one, and all the way, the 3 hours almost, the guide was telling us about the Mayan people. So when we got there, we felt like, wow, we know something about it. You know, we didn't go there and go, wow, what did, you know, he really gave us some knowledge before we got there. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, that one.
Marianne, what about you?
Well, I can say that I have an idea about the Mayan culture, Aztec. I read a bit, I watch a lot on History Channel, but there's a big but. You have to come here and see it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
So what's your rating?
Between 8 and 9, because of the guide, of course. That will, if you hit a good guide, the experience is even better.
All right, good morning. It's currently 6 a.m. We are getting ready to go for a big excursion day. So today we're gonna see the Chichen Itza Mayan temple, which is supposed to be one of the 7 wonders of the world. We're gonna see a hidden cenote in the city. The lunch is included. This is gonna be a big day. Obviously, it's one of the top things to see when you come to Cancun because this is in the Yucatan area and it's a 3-hour bus drive, which is long, but also doable. And I mean, everyone is raving about this, how it's worth seeing it. Our excursion was not that expensive. It was 50 Canadian dollar per person. That includes lunch, transportation, and pretty much everything, except there's an extra 38 USD UNESCO fee to enter the Chichen Itza site. So you have to add that. So that's not too bad. I'm really excited to see what this is all about. Typically not my jazz. However, my stepdad is really, really excited to see this. So we're all tagging along and I think everyone wanted to see it. It's early, let's go.
Although the bus ride was 3 hours again, it felt short this time. The guides truly utilized that time to tell us more about the Mayan culture and all of the history around Chichen Itza. It felt like stepping into a time machine back to the peak of the Mayan Empire. From the mind-blowing precision of the Mayan calendars, the iconic pyramid aligned with the stars, to the great ball court where ancient athletes played for the glory and possibly their lives, it was a perfect mashup of history and wonder. The cenote was absolutely beautiful and we could swim in it, which was very refreshing. The lunch was a buffet style and very delicious. Honestly, I couldn't recommend this tour enough. This is an absolute must-see if you're visiting Cancun, and I rank this personally a 8.5 out of 10, but let's see what my parents have to say.
How would you rate, that was one of the biggest tours, the Chichen Itza cenote tour that we did.
To actually see a pyramid in person, it's overwhelming. To see it in reality, it's mind-blowing. It's great. And the cenote is a place that if you come to Mexico, if you don't do a cenote, at least one.
Have you been to Mexico?
Yeah, it's better to go home next day.
So what's your rating of that one?
That one for me, it was almost 10.
What about you, Mom?
Okay, I'm gonna say that was amazing. I could almost feel that back in those days when they were there, you know, like I could see it. And you could see the king up on his throne yelling. And we saw this at Chichen Itza was after the game where they cut the head off and they made the sacrifice. It was amazing. It was something that I put so many pictures on Facebook about it. It was wonderful. I'm gonna rate that one 9.
Yeah.
A 9, really. The only thing was it was hot and it was a really long day. Long days. We start at 6 in the morning, we get back at 11 or 12 at night. It was long, but it was worth it.
Oh my God, today is such a beautiful and sunny day, which I'm super excited about because we've actually booked a catamaran tour to go to Isla Mujeres. So this is supposed to be open bar, lunch buffet. We're gonna get to snorkel. We're gonna get 2 hours to explore Isla Mujeres, and then we get to come back here. So again, I'm bringing you guys along, letting you guys know how it is it worth it? Should you just take a ferry and go explore on your own? Or if the catamaran is actually worth the money. Spend $49 Canadian each, and there's a $20 tax when we get there. They say that it's a reef tax that we have to pay cash once we get there. So it's a 7-hour tour. So let's go.
I went in with zero expectation for this tour and was pleasantly surprised. This was an adult-only tour, so there was some cool party vibes from the beginning. Despite the amount of people that were in the water snorkeling, we saw loads of fish and marine life. The open bar was generous and the staff genuinely wanted us to have a good time, so the alcohol was flowing. The Isla Mujeres beach was absolutely stunning with crystal clear and calm waters, perfect for swimming. The buffet did not disappoint, the food was great, and although we could have explored more of the island, we decided to just stay on the beach and relax. On the way back, things got really heated. People were dancing, singing, and having such a great time. We even catch the sunset on the way back, and even though the $20 reef tax was a huge ripoff, I would still recommend this tour and definitely would do this again. Let's hear the parents' verdict.
That was amazing. I enjoyed that so much. And when we got to the beach, we had a nice meal. And we also had, you know, on the beach, on that side is really nice. I went in the water, actually. So I will give that a thumbs up. And the water is not aggressive like on the strip. So I enjoyed that day very much. I went in the water twice.
Woohoo, go mom.
That was fantastic. And on the way back, the tequila was flowing. That's all I can say.
Good morning. Currently on the bus to go to Xcaret, the biggest excursion that we've booked so far. It's 9 a.m. We're gonna get there by 10 a.m. So Xcaret is located in Playa del Carmen. So it's approximately an hour and a half away from Cancun. We decided to take the tour that would include the transportation. It was a lot easier. However, you could technically just buy the entrance for the park and get to Playa del Carmen or Xcaret on your own. There is a bus called Ado Bus. This was, like I said, by far the priciest excursion of all. It was $280 Canadian per person. All right, so I'm really excited to see if this is worth it. We took the option plus, which include transportation, the lunch, and about 50 free activities. So the underground rivers, it's also the Day of the Dead, so there's gonna be a show, there's gonna be costumes, interactions, butterflies, birds, all sorts of stuff. Didn't even have the chance to look at everything that's available, but it's gonna be a really, really good day. So I'm excited. He's excited. My parents are sitting over there. I think they're excited too. And I'm excited to bring you guys along and see what this is all about, give you our honest review and feedback. And I think we're approaching, so let's check it out.
Our day at Xcaret was so packed that I just wasn't able to fit it all in this video. If you're curious about what we did for that $280, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I will be posting a deep dive into Xcaret in next week's video. Spoiler alert, I will say that this was by far my favorite tour and I would easily rate it a 10 out of 10. To be honest, you would need more than one day to do and see everything, and although I usually don't like big crowded places like this, it felt like a gigantic playground with a little bit of everything for everyone. I felt like a kid that day, and the show alone is worth half of the ticket. We all laughed, cried, sang, and left Xcaret feeling completely giddy and happy. Let's see if my parents agree.
I think Disneyland, it's kind of a joke. Not to be mean, but what they managed to realize, it's beyond.
For me, can I go now?
Go.
Okay.
I'll go back to Marianne.
Xcaret was amazing. Like Marianne said, it shadows Disney World because first of all, it's so big. Second, there's so many things to do. Third was the food. The rest, we could have drank anything we wanted at any restaurant, and then we could choose any one of the restaurant and go and have a buffet. But a buffet, I chose, of course, the seafood restaurant, and it was to die for. There was lobsters and clams and shrimps and.
But so yeah. Sorry. How much do you rate it? The whole experience.
10. It was smooth. It was wonderful. So I give it a 10. A 10. That's, must see.
No, I say 10 to 11.
11.
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
Well, the butterflies and the
Parrots,
birds.
Of course, the birds.
I failed to mention that Marianne is a huge fan of birds, butterflies. I'm going to put a picture up. He's the butterfly whisperer. So if you have any butterfly, bird problems, I'll put his phone number on the screen. I'm kidding. And for me, it was the show at the end. It made me laugh.
Oh my God, it made me cry. The show was incredible.
Cry, shivers, I mean emotions. Emotions.
One of the best shows that I've seen in a long time. Because it told the story of the Spanish when they came and conquer the Incas. Oh God, it made me laugh at a certain point. But at that point, I had tears in my eyes because it was so sad. But it's a wonderful, wonderful show.
And also that in the show we learned that actually hockey wasn't invented in Canada.
That what?
The hockey game.
Oh, the hockey game. Oh my God.
Sorry.
We saw real hockey.
With a ball of fire, so.
Blew our minds. So, I mean, I think it's safe to say Xcaret, go. It's 100% worth the money. If you're wondering, it's a bit expensive, should I go? It's for everyone. It's for kids. It's for adults. It's for my 67-year-old mom. It's for everyone. It's Saturday. It's already almost the end of our vacation, and this is our last big excursion. And we did not spare anything. We're going big or going home, and of course we're going big. So we're going to Tulum. We're gonna visit the Tulum Ruins. We're gonna see another cenote. We're gonna go to Coba. We're gonna go to Playa del Carmen and see the famous 5th Avenue. So I'm really excited to explore that part of Mexico because Tulum is known to be kind of a digital nomad hub. So this is a really cool opportunity to see if Jamie and I could come back and actually live here for a couple of months, work from here. Who knows? Let's go check it out.
Tulum had the boho chic vibes I expected, but we didn't get a chance to see much of the town as the tour guided us to the Tulum Ruins. The ruins sit on a seaside cliff high above turquoise water, and they served as an important port town. Again, we learned so much about the history of the Mayan culture, like the fact that Tulum actually means wall, and it was one of the last cities inhabited and built by the Mayans. The ruins were so well preserved that I could personally see the village and envision how the Mayans might have lived here, so I actually preferred the Tulum Ruins to Chichen Itza. This is a personal preference, but they were my absolute favorite. After that, we went to visit the city of Coba, which was one of the biggest and most powerful city-states of the northern Yucatan area. What was cool is that you could get a limo bike to see some of the sites faster as they were spread so far apart. So we all decided to do that. And my mom was really curious to talk to her guide about his way of life. So what did you learn, Mom?
Today?
With the limo driver.
The limo driver.
Yeah.
Okay, his name is Jamie.
Yeah.
He have a wife, he have no kids, and the minimum salary, he makes about 150 peso a day sometimes. And every trip he make 150, but this is his first trip, so I was sure to give him extra dollars. And he was so nice, he gave us so much information about the place and about his personal life. I thank him very much.
And the minimum salary is what?
He said the minimum salary was 150 peso
Okay, so
a day.
A day.
They don't get paid by the hour. They get paid by the day. Marianne, how much did he say? 200, 200. It depends. Yeah.
Yeah, so just for reference, 100 pesos is about 7 Canadian dollars, probably 5 USD.
Yeah.
So 150 would be 7 USD, maybe 12 Canadian dollars.
And I
a
asked
day.
him how is he, can he live on that? He
Can
said
you hold
yes.
the seats?
And he said he have a wife and she's working sometimes, not all of the time. And he have a house, but a very, very small house. And he started when he was 17. He's been doing this now for 10 years. 10 years.
I love your how curious you are and how you speak to the locals and try to learn about them.
That's what I like to do when I go on vacation. I like to be a tourist in some ways, but in other ways I prefer to be with the local and find out how they really live and how life is really here in their country.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
After a generous lunch, we could cool down in another beautiful cenote and finally headed down to Playa del Carmen. By that time, it was kind of late and we only had an hour to visit Fifth Avenue. Sorry guys, I ended up buying 2 bathing suits and it took forever to pay, so we're not gonna have that much footage of Playa del Carmen. And you're gonna have to take my word for it, but it's a vibe. It's really cool. Really loving it. Kind of regretting that we didn't book our vacation here instead of Cancun. But that's the thing when you're traveling and it's your first time and you don't know what you don't know. I've been needing new bathing suits forever. And now it's already time to go back. It's nighttime, as you can see.
You see these ones?
What's that?
That's churros, but fill in.
Oh, and that's the real churros?
And this one, we got 8, 2 left.
Oh.
What I do, here's the way to eat a real churro. You buy the small ones with all the filling, and then you take this one.
Are you inventing this?
Yes, yes. And you dip it in there. I waited so long for this.
That's it? Dip it fully.
I did dip it. No, look, you guys. There's churro. There's churro inside.
Wow.
All different flavor, and they're good. Churro a la Pantini. Wait.
Okay, let me taste.
Jimmy, you can have.
So, doing it my mom's style, you take the churros, you
dip it in the small churros. Why?
You know, because this one have you disappointed because I'm not. Really? This is so good. I made it before, but life was never like this.
This is the highlight of your trip?
This is the highlight of my trip. I waited 2 weeks to have these two. My last. You can have one too, Jamie. Yeah. I like the plain one. Okay. Because I don't like that much.
The Tulum tour ended on a high note with the churros tasting, and now I've saved the best for last, and I am bringing you guys to one of Jamie and I favorite experience during our time in Cancun.
And finally, of course, a trip to Cancun is not a trip to Cancun without a little bit of party. All right, so we're going to the legendary, the one and only Coco Bongo. Gracias. Coco Bongo. We could have picked any place, but I feel like the most iconic, and I've never tried this before, is Coco Bongo. So I'm really excited to see the show. I'm excited to party. Yeah, let's go. You can honestly not miss a night at Coco Bongo. Looking back, I wish my parents had joined us because there were people of all ages there and everyone was having a blast. The party vibes were absolutely unmatched and I was blown away by how immersive the whole experience was. The dancers were incredible, the show was funny, and it was really well put together. They took us on a musical ride from classics like Madonna to hip-hop, party anthems, and even iconic movie scenes. The props and their energy were all on point and it was so well organized. This was a solid 10 out of 10 experience for us. Jamie and I stayed up until 3 a.m. and made the most out of our night because this was the perfect way to wrap up our trip and we're already planning to come back. So this is it. I hope this video helps you plan your own adventure in Cancun. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give this channel some love, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks again for watching and see you soon.